Hi there. I've already done the whole square on a previous video, but today I'm going to do the square, breaking it down into smaller chunks. So today I'm just going to do rounds 1 to 4, and then I will put up the next rounds, so 5 and 6 on one video, 7 and 8 on another, and 9 and 10 on the last one. Just give it in smaller chunks. So you start with a magic loop, which I have shown before, and there are lots of videos on how to do. This is how I do mine. Make a cross, pull it through, and then make a stitch. It's a bit fiddly. Okay, then pull the stitch tight. So the first round is 8 double crochet into the ring, so it's 1 chain and then 8 double crochet, as I try and get this back. So that's a bit fiddly to start with. So 1 chain, and I pull it a bit snug because you don't really want it, it's just to get you up to height. So then 8 double crochet into the ring. So 1, 2, 3, 4, oops, 5, 6, 7, 8. And pull the ring closed. And then you're going to slip to the first double crochet. If you have any doubt about which one it is, just count back. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is the one you're going to slip into. And then you can pull that snug because this is your first stitch. So round 2 is 3 trebles into each alternate stitch. So 3 chain to start with, treble into the same stitch, another treble into the same stitch, and 3 chain, 1, 2, 3, skip a stitch and 3 trebles into the next. 1, 2, 3, 3 chain, 3 trebles into, skip a stitch, 3 trebles into the next one, 3 chain, skip a stitch, 3 trebles into the next one, 3 chain, and I'll meet you back here. Okay, well here we are at the end of round 2. We now need to slip stitch to the first stitch of round 2. So this is, you're going into the third chain of the 3 chains you made at the very beginning of the round. So 1, 2, 3. You can slip into 1 loop or 2, it really doesn't matter. And then you slip into the centre treble of those, that cluster of 3. Okay, and then you can pull that one snug. So this round we're going to be introducing the white, and it's all double crochet. So 1 chain to get to height, and then 3 double crochet into the centre treble. 2, 3. 1 double crochet into the third treble, and then you're going to double crochet into the chain space, but you're going to start it in green and finish it in white. So yarn through and then just hold the yarn to one side and bring in the white, finish the stitch off. Okay, so now you're going to do the popcorn stitches into the skipped stitch from the previous round. Now, if you may have noticed that I don't actually do popcorn stitch, I prefer puff stitch, but I will show you popcorn stitch. But when we get to later rounds, you'll see I'll have pulled them out and put my puff stitches in. Okay, so popcorn stitch, yarn over, into the skipped stitch, front to back, then push the chain out of the way, so you're making the stitch at the front. So you're going to make 5 trebles into that stitch, and on the 5th one you're going to finish off in green. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and on the 5th one, the last part of the stitch, you bring the green back and finish the stitch in green. Okay, then if you pull that green up a bit and find the first treble, insert your hook front to back, back through the green loop, and pull it through. That closes your stitch off. Okay, so that's what your stitch should look like. Then you're going to make another double crochet into the chain space on the other side of the popcorn stitch, and then you're going to carry the white round as you go along. So 1 into the chain space, 1 into the first treble of that set, 3 into the corner, 1 into the 3rd treble, and then you're back ready to start your popcorn stitch. So you start off in the chain space in green and finish in white, and then popcorn stitch, yarn over, into the skipped stitch, 5 trebles into that skipped stitch, 3, 4, and on the 5th stitch you finish it in green. So you've got 2 loops on the hook, drop the white, pick up the green, finish it in green, pull that loop up, go back to the first treble of that set, in front to back, pick up the green loop and pull it through, and then a double crochet back into the chain space, carrying the white, okay, so that's your repeat. So it's double crochet into the first treble, 3 double crochet into the second treble, 1 double crochet into the third treble, double crochet into the beginning of the chain space, finishing in white, popcorn stitch into the chain space, double crochet into the chain space, and carry on, and I shall meet you back at the beginning. Okay. Okay, we're at the end of round 3, and you've done your popcorn stitch, you've double crocheted into the chain space, and this one's quite a tricky one. It's the slip stitch from the previous round where you slipped to the 3 chain. It can be quite tight, so note to self, in future try and make the slip stitch as loose as you can without it affecting the nature of the fabric. So double crochet into that slipped stitch and keep the white behind, and then you're going to slip to the first double crochet of the round. So if you look at the fabric, you've got your popcorn stitch. Now the top of your popcorn stitch will probably be a lot smaller than the puff stitch, but it'll still be a fleck of white. So you'll have your white and then you'll have 7 green stitches. A fleck of white, 7 green stitches, fleck of white, 7 green stitches. So you need to have 7 green stitches here. So you've got 2 there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you slip to the 5th from the end, and again don't pull that one too tight, and then you want to slip into the middle stitch, so the 4th green stitch, and that is your corner stitch. Okay, and that one you can pull tight. So there we go, that's the end of round 3. Round 4 is all half trebles, and you're going to half treble into all of the green stitches. You're going to skip your popcorn stitch, so you don't need to do a half treble into the white, just into all the green ones. So in the corner, to start with, it's 2 chain, and 2 half trebles into the same stitch. 1, 2, and then 3 half trebles into the next 3 green stitches, skip the white, 3 half trebles into the next 3 green stitches, and then 3 into the corner stitch. So 1, 2, 3, skip the white, 2, 3, 3 into the corner, 1, 2, 3, and then 3 in, 1 into each of the next 3. And you're going to do that all the way round, and I shall meet you back at the start. So there we go. So 3, 1 into each of the next 3, 3 into the corner, 1 into the next 3, skip the white, and I shall meet you back there. Okay, so nearly at the end of round 4, I've just got my last 3 half trebles to do, so skip popcorn stitch, you'll have 3 left on this side, 2 and 3. The 3rd one is always a bit tricky because again that's a slipped stitch, so sometimes you just have to wiggle your hook in, and then you're going to slip to the 2nd chain from the beginning of the round. So that's the slip stitch, so 1, 2 into there. Carry the white up with you at this point because you'll be using white in the next round. Slip to that one, don't pull that one tight, and then slip into the middle of those 3 half trebles, and that's your corner. And this stitch you can pull tight because it's the end of that one and the beginning of that one is your stitch. Okay, and that is the end of round 4.